Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Ryan, we're Gamer Tag Dad, and today we're continuing on with the Elden Ring. Now we are just going to get straight into it. We spent the last 2 weeks, I think, something like that, just killing the Fire Giant and the Godskin duos. Now we're going to start off with the Fire Giant kill. This is the whole kill, and after this I have actually put in a montage of how long it took me to get to this point. We've just gone ahead and slapped all the deaths in. I went ahead and tried using duos, trios. I did it on my own, did it with my Mimic, without my Mimic, and I died. I don't know. It took me 2.5 hours, nearly 3 hours I think, of just constant deaths. I haven't put every single death in here. I have taken the odd one or two out, so it kind of gives you a rough idea of how painful this boss is. Now, this took me a hell of a long time to work it out. Oh, I did not cheat, but I did go ahead and watch a few other people's guides. And it was the second phase that got me every single time. I would get to the second phase and then I'd get blown up, and you'll see it if you continue watching. I think it's around the 9-minute mark. I'll put a timestamp in the description below. Just go ahead and skip to that and you can see the death after death after death after death. And to be fair, the duos and trios, I think I only died once or twice. It was mostly the host got absolutely splatted. They got one shot a lot. And this took me a long time to work out what the hell to do with these fireballs. You're supposed to proc them, not just stand there like a buffoon and get smacked by them. I get slammed by this shield way too many times, but this is the boss that was almost having me screaming at the screen because I just couldn't kill the damn thing, and then I would get close to it. You see here, I almost died at this point. I don't even know how I survived. But I was getting to points where I was almost killing it, and then I would die. I couldn't work it out, and the weak spots at this point is his feet, or his foot really to be exact. You break a bit off, and if you've gone ahead and watched the start of it, you can kind of see the cutscene of what he does. Now, once you get to the second phase, his foot's gone, he's ripped it off. His weak spots are his hands, but you don't aim for his hands. You aim for his other foot, because his other foot doesn't take that much damage, but it's easy to hit. He's a big lump, you can get behind him and just keep smacking that foot, and the more you smack that foot, the more damage it takes, and eventually you get that. It's patience. This boss, I learned, is all about patience. Now, I shouldn't have skipped that cutscene there, it's quite a fun cutscene, but I put the cutscene at the start of it to get you all enticed. Hopefully you've got to this point, but you'll see him, he drops down, he drops some fire. All you got to do is wait for the fire, and he throws himself backwards and he exposes his foot. You go ahead and hit the foot. I only do like 300 to 400 damage a swing, but you know what, it doesn't matter. Like, there's 1,000 HP gone there. And I've been looking online just to see what the difference of health pools is, but he has 8,000 more HP than the first phase of the boss, or the last boss first phase. God, that's a bit of a mouthful. But he's an absolute unit, and he just takes so long. If you're hitting for 1,000s every time, it's going to take you 42, 43 hits. But I'm not. I'm hitting for like 300-400 a time. My Mimic is somehow still alive. But this phase is all about patience, hitting that foot and avoiding the fire. Now, he throws down 2 fire orbs every so often, and you can run through them on torrent just to proc them, and once they're procced, you won't die, because if you run through them, they won't explode instantly, so you won't die. You need to run past them or through them, and just don't dilly-dally, I guess is the words we could use. Just don't stand there or you'll die. As you see here, I go ahead and proc that. He then drops fire on the floor. That is the most pain in the ass combo, and if you go and watch the montage after this, you'll see how many times I died to that combo. My heart is pounding here. I wish I'd recorded this live, but I've shifted my mic outside, which sounds a bit odd. We have a summer house outside. But I've gone ahead and used that as my office and removing it from the front room, because it's only a matter of time before my dog goes through another audio cable. She's already been through one. I don't want to go through a second one. They're not super expensive, but things are expensive these days outside of that, so we have nursery bills and all sorts to pay for. So, but you see me here, I'm panicking. And look how much health he's got, like 5% HP? Maybe 3% HP? It ain't a lot. I do wish they'd show you that, actually. I wish that was a setting you could configure. And I go ahead and smack his little tootsies a couple more times. Final hit, I get the kill. I have to be quite quiet at this point because my baby was asleep, so I was actually shouting at the screen. Get to that point, I was happy, I was excited. We do get a little cutscene here. I've chopped out the running.
Long observed the lands between. This world is in dire need of repair and death. Indiscriminate. Are you prepared to commit a cardinal sin? Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment. O Erdtree, you shall burn. Burn for the sake of the new Lord. Thank you for guiding me here. The one who walks alongside flame shall one day meet the road of destined death.
Now this was an interesting cutscene. The crazy woman just goes ahead, sets herself on fire. Wasn't that expected. Now, this is a little clip elsewhere. I got spawned in to help someone kill this Erdtree avatar. It took me a few attempts on my own to kill it, but he was struggling. And I actually think I got spawned in 2 or 3 times. I was actually looking for a fire giant pair or fire giant group. And I got randomly spawned into this thing. It's not the hardest boss in the world. I kind of sussed it eventually. It's all about diving. I hit it like a truck. Or I like to think I hit it like a truck. First time it duplicated, it absolutely threw me. I got absolutely destroyed. And if you've seen the previous episode, you'll see that I got killed and then somehow still slayed it. I derp out a lot with my critical strikes. I should be using them more. For some reason I just don't. But I needed some more rune arcs. I can still buy, I think it's 2 from the shop, from the 2 husk maidens or whatever they're called. But I need to go out and farm some more. I need to go help a few more people, do some more kills. Because it's all, you know, you get a little bit of runes. I think it's only like 17,500, which for this level of boss, it's not an end game boss, but you know, you're getting towards the tougher ends of the bosses. You should get a little bit more, but we get a rune arc and some runes. We'll take it. But we're going to now go ahead and throw in the montage of death after death after death after death of me dying at fire giants, and you'll see the wombo combos. Get hit by the orb, get set on fire. You would think after a while you would work this out. So what's that? Death number 1. We're coming in for a combo here. Death number 2. Just to rub it in, he smacks me down again. First time I get to phase 2. Coming close for death number 3. I didn't even know what was happening here. I get set on fire. We go for another one. Death number 4, I think. Unless I've just done really bad maths here. I get smacked by the shield. Stupid. I learnt my lessons quite quickly. Death number 5. I think this was just an impatient death. I targeted myself onto something absolutely bizarre. Get wombo comboed. Flop to the floor. Coming in for death number 6. This killed me because this was the first time I got really close to the end. Funnily enough, not the worst time. Smacked on the head for another death. What's that? Death number 7. I didn't die on this one. But my ally did. We're going to classify that as death number 8. Again, death number 9, same guy. Comes in for another wombo combo. Death number 10. I actually had a decent group on this one. Death number 11, the same guy. Death number 12. Death number 13. Best group I'd had actually. Death number 14. Again, gotta kill those orbs. And we come in for our final death, which is our 15th. Now, it is only 15 deaths, and it may have spanned over what's that 3 or 4 minute period there. However, I only get an hour to myself, roughly, to play. And I think I spent 2.5 days of just dying over and over and over again. To a point where I almost cried. It was a hard boss. Now, I remember watching someone else's playthrough, and they said with these bell towers, if you smack, I think these are like barnacles, or coral, barnacle, we can go barnacles, slap these off, and you actually can bring it down to its knees. I had no idea what was in here, and I'm glad I did do it. We won't give any spoilers here, but on every single leg, there are, I don't know, 7 or 8 patches you need to go around. Smack them, and you'll notice when you're doing this it starts to slow down. Once it's slowing down, you can still have to go ahead and smack it off. You just got to be a bit careful because it starts to collapse on itself. I go ahead and attack foot number 3. You see right now he's really slowed down, and you hear some cracking. It gets a little bit sketchy. You see like the legs start to buckle. I don't even know if I went ahead and smacked the 4th leg. No, I did go ahead and smack the 4th leg. No, I didn't. You just have to kill 3 of them. And it'll sink into the ground, and you've got this kind of bell tower. Now, if you go inside, open the doors up, you'll see there's a, I don't want to say some type of grave. Matey laying on the top. You can go ahead and examine it. And this actually allows you to duplicate one of the remembrances. Now, I don't know if you remember in one of my earlier episodes, I went ahead and just used Godfrey's remembrance and lost, I got 20,000 runes, but I lost the ability to go ahead and get his weapon. So I thought, sod it, that's the one I'm missing. Go ahead to the maiden over here, grab myself the axe. Wasn't needed, but at the end of the day, I'm not a completionist, but I'm going to go back and play through this. It might be handy to have, because in my earlier playing I wasted so many items, I sold so many stupid things that I actually need now. Right, this is the Godskin fight. This is the best Godskin attempt. Spoiler, I don't kill it, but watch to the end to see how painful and how close I was to this. I will, on the next episode, have these 2 dead, and I will go ahead and upload the montage of them. No, this isn't the whole fight, this is me getting killed for the first time. Now, I have left it in a little bit here. We go ahead and run straight back down. But I don't know if anyone's got, obviously, you probably have got to this point. You've got these 2 guards. These guards are annoying. There's a second one round here. They hit like a truck, and actually when you go ahead and start the fight or go through the mist, they can still hit you through the mist. They can't damage you, but they can stun you. And I'll go ahead and throw those clips in the next episode here, because I get caught out a few times. I get thrown through the mist, and somehow, there we go, tries to get me. Somehow I don't die. So we go ahead and spawn our Mimic. I have looked online to see where these bosses are ranked, and I found the top 30 boss kills, or the hardest boss kills in the game. Take it with a pinch of salt, because this is someone's list. They categorise this as the 3rd hardest boss in the game. I think it's behind Melania, if I'm saying that right. I haven't got to her yet. And the Elden Beast. And then these two. These two are hard enough on their own as there is, but when they're in a duo, like the fat one's not a huge problem. It's just if you don't kill him quick enough in his second phase part, he will destroy you. He starts throwing himself around the map. The skinny guy isn't too bad either, to be fair. He has a smaller health pool. And you see here, I do so well. I've still got a mass amount of health. I've got a lot of Crimson Tears left. And my Mimic's alright. It's more of a tank than Mimic. Wait for them to spawn in. And this is when it goes wrong. This is when it starts going downhill. You can separate these two. From what I've been watching online, you can separate the fight, and you just want to focus on one of them, get rid of one, kill the other one off, and you can kind of stagger their spawn times. See, like my Mimic goes down. I should have executed him. This is my own fault. This is where it goes wrong. This is where it goes wrong very quickly. But we are coming towards the end here. I get rolled. I get spammed by the skinny guy, and let's just say this is where the tears started to stream down my face. But I hope you all have enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye.